Right, we're doing the set with tractors all around. Rearrange all my batteries. Okay, enough silliness. Let's do this. Doing the thing that actually makes me very uncomfortable. But I guess that's just the way people are made, and opening it up. So this is a friend set, and it's a 4+ set, which is why we're doing it tonight, because it's late and I want to go to sleep. And so hopefully this won't take too long. But I've got 2 other friend sets to do of the same price range, and another city set. So that's fun. I was going to do the city set actually, but then I thought, well, if I do the city set first, then it will be friends, 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 and I want it to be friends, city, friends, friends. If you know what I mean. Who does? Back with a little book and a giant base plate. This looks like it shouldn't take long. Look at this piece. Never had one of these before. The new and exciting ways they make stuff for 4+. Like, look at this piece. Look at it. It's amazing. It's like a window with extra bits. It's like that's a ridiculous comment to make, because it's obviously a window with extra bits. There's all the pieces with a giant donut. So I feel like that's very much a Simpsons ripoff, but it's a bit different to the Simpsons donut. And you can't say ripoff, because I'm sure that, like, I'm wondering, because they've got like the little small donut here. They actually do look different. This doesn't look like what I think the Simpsons donuts look like. So they've changed the pattern, which obviously makes sense. Why would they use such an iconic thing? But still, let's get this done, and as quick as we can. So it's an interesting little set, I think. It's got the new characters, and today we've got Leo and Leanne. The biggest thing I always have is that I prefer to, like, it's names like Anna or Anna. You see, I can't help myself. I'm always going to say Anna. Like, I always naturally go for the I don't even know how to describe that A. Like, for me, it's because the synesthesia. I would say it's like it's more I feel like I want to describe it in terms of, well, what goes on in my brain, but I can't. So anyway, who's who? Because these are all new characters. This is Leo. Alright. I was going to say that's a shame. I thought that would be a pretty cool haircut. Hey, have I got the right person? Right. Hold on. Leo's got this. Leo's this person here. Well, I was going to say, actually, like, I feel like they need to have more female characters with shorter hair, because that looks, I think that looks pretty good on her, actually. Just saying, I've always been a fan of short hair. So, even though my hair is quite long for a male person. Not that long, but it's longer than it, you know. It's not, yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't have long hair, like I have longer hair than a typical male haircut. So I don't know why I'm even mentioning that. There they go. They are wearing 3/4 pants, so I'm going to give them props for that, because not that I wear 3/4 pants much anymore, but I used to wear them all the time. And I still have. I did give one away to the op shop, because I just felt I wasn't going to wear that one. Where's her hair? She's going to have hair. She's not going to have a helmet. So we're going to have this. There's a very interesting theme that's going on here in the world of Lego. Is that there's a lot of electric stuff. It's all electric, and they're really just emphasizing it, I think. So like this one's got at the front, it's got a charging port or something. They're just really wanting to know that the whole world has gone electric in the Lego world. Because Octane is a thing of the past, you know. Even though, personally, not being quite the environmentalist, I quite think it's amusing to have like an evil oil company within the Lego universe. I mean, they made fun of it in the Lego movie, so I don't know. I hope they do have a set where they have an Octane or Octane. I can't remember if it's Octane or Octane. A reference. Like, you know, maybe the bad guys in their police sets drive around, and that's what they really should be doing, because it's always very problematic to have their police state that is the Lego world. Where, I mean, they're toning it down. I think I noticed actually one of the larger sets is a combined police station, fire station, and where's this piece? And what's the other thing? Police, fire, hospital. I don't. Oh, there. Oh my gosh, it's giant, and I didn't see. I've never had this one before. Now I'm confused. Which way around do I put it on? Like, well, obviously I have to put it on that way. Okay, so there we go. That's the largest circle I've ever. This feels like a super useful piece. I hope they make more of these, and you can get these more easily. But unfortunately, the things don't. They just sort of sit on the top. So we've made that. I'm not even sure you can see. I could actually zoom out, couldn't I? I don't actually have to be this zoomed in. But it's too late now because I don't want to adjust the thing, the thing that's on the whatchamacallit. I probably should actually, because I think it probably focuses more when it's zoomed in. I don't really know. I don't know. I haven't tested this. I knocked the table over already. So that was the table. That's the least exciting part of this entire set. But we've actually made two things, haven't we? We've made the table and chairs. And wait, I wasn't even meant to finish here. I was just not paying attention. That's a lot of hair. So I don't know why, but that just seems like it looks like it looks thicker than typical. Like it feels like she's just got an awful lot of hair. So that's in contrast to this person, Leo and Leanne. It would be. So I was saying before, I always want to say that. So people, when I see someone and I was see like the word Anna, my first instinct is to pronounce it Anna. Mainly because I feel like that's actually a nicer way of saying it. Like it just sounds. As someone who has the other kind of A in his name, Matthew, I don't say Matthew. Though some people will say Matthew, and I always think that's kind of like amusing and endearing. You know, it's like I don't mind if people mispronounce my name that way. And I always think about that, right? Because you know, sometimes I will mispronounce someone's name, and then I'm like, oh, I feel really bad. And you know, you want to pronounce people's names correctly. But sometimes you can mispronounce names, and like for me, that seems kind of like, I think it's kind of quirky. But I can't guarantee that someone else is going to think it's kind of quirky if I call them Anna when their name is Anna. And I'm just not finding enough Annas, so maybe I should just quit and just go with Anna. But I don't know. So the same thing with Anastasia and Anastasia. It's like who knows? So now we're going on to this, and look at this. This is just crazy. These pieces are so crazy. I love them. I feel like this is kind of makes me think of like the old castle pieces. But it does have what are these called? Awning windows. I should know this because this is the kind of windows that I have in my place, and this is the kind of window that I had to fix the things called stays, or they look like hinge. You know, you might call them hinges. The things that hold the window up and down. That was my big thing from last year, which I'm sure I mentioned in my videos. Fixing up stays on windows. As you do. So, and this goes there. This year it's all just gardening that matters. Just gardening. I'm not being very good at it. Just because my lawnmower is broken. And there's a bolt somewhere on this desk that I need to find. That is the part that I need to finally fix up the lawnmower. Like the blade just fell off the bottom, and it's just I got a replacement blade and a replacement bolt. But I haven't gotten around to actually installing it. And even though it's surely would take me only like 10 minutes at most, I haven't done it yet. So that's my goal for the summer. I have to do it soon because it's getting ridiculous. So that goes there, and this one goes here. You do get like I was thinking to sort of go through. Oh, what have I done wrong? This one actually goes okay. that there's an animal in most of the cheapy sets. Like, it feels like they're chucking in animals a lot more liberally. That's one of those words like squirrel. I think, maybe that would be actually not a good. Like, I read. I think I mentioned this last time. I don't know how true it is that, like, German speakers, for example, find the English word squirrel quite difficult to pronounce correctly. But liberally, I find that quite a hard word to say. Is that one of those kind of words, or is it in other languages people are just like sweet with that word? I'm sure the French can say it with their eyes closed, and it's like, why are you I'm not going to do a French accent, where they're probably like, why are the rest of your words not this ridiculously easy to say? What is a cat, for goodness sakes? How can you even pronounce that word? But now we are going to hear that you have to pretend that I just said that in a ridiculous French accent, but I'm not going to do it. I mean, normally, if it was my day-to-day living, I'd be doing silly French accents. But this is a serious channel, and I don't want to embarrass myself or get called out by French people or any nationality for being terrible at pretending to do their accents. Though, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, no one is going to do it. If you've never been to France and you've never lived and you've never understood different regional dialects and that kind of stuff, you're guaranteed to be terrible at doing a French accent. I don't listen to enough French TV or movies to be able to even try it. But American, maybe. You kind of feel like, well, maybe I can, having been to America once, I regret not trying, just walking around all the time and just going, just talk in an American accent and see if they don't notice. See if they just haven't noticed at all, but then they'll just say, so what part are you from? They probably get confused and be like, because it's such a lot of varied accents, you'd have to really, really get it just for the area that you're in. But I went to LA and Seattle, and I don't know, it felt ridiculous. I found the LA accent to be a bit too much. It just felt a bit silly. But, it just felt too American. But Seattle was much milder and nice. Like, I think it gets milder the further north you go. And it's like, well, that one's not too... Maybe that one should be... You just feel silly doing it otherwise. I don't know. I feel like I've offended people saying that. But anyway, we've done this, and it's got lemons or oranges or something in it. Found out today, thanks to a YouTube channel with a cool Malaysian woman, forgotten the name of it. She has really cool glasses, though I think she wears them on purpose. But obviously she wears them on purpose, but you know what I mean. And that oranges are like a hybrid of mandarins and another citrus fruit that I've forgotten the name of that begins with letter P that I've never ever heard of. So that's interesting, because you kind of always think, I've always thought, this is weird, this goes on here and it pops off. Like, what's the point? What is the point? Is it just to raise it up? It's amazing. I guess it's for 4 plus, and that actually makes a lot of sense. So just coming back to this, if you think about it, like, what's the number one thing that little children always get stuck doing? And that's taking pieces apart. And so I think this has been cleverly designed to be taken apart easily. So it makes sense to have a single stud to raise this up one level when you could have a normal piece. Because if they had a normal piece, guarantee you, no kid under the age of like 7 or something is going to be able to get it off. They'll be trying with their teeth, unfortunately. And of course, if you know children, it doesn't matter how many times you say, don't use your teeth to pry the things apart. They're not going to listen. They're still going to use their teeth. Because they can't help themselves. So, and I can't blame them, too much, because I certainly did when I was a kid. So now, which is why all my childhood Lego, I can identify easily because it has tooth marks on it. So, this goes here. Not too bad. It's not like I ended up having to, I ended up needing braces because I ate too much Lego, or chewed too much Lego when I was a kid. But, yeah, so anyway, back to the fruit. The fruit is a thing. So, I always thought that mandarins were the with like the the adaptation. They're like, what if you took an orange and made it better? Because I'm not a huge fan of oranges. You get a mandarin, right? And but no, maybe somebody actually went out of their way to make oranges out of mandarins. It was like, wow, why would you do this? Why? You had the good one in the first place. Now you've gone and ruined it. So these things here, I have to hold in my hand for some reason, and then chuck them on the front. Oh, I get that. That's quite clever. You can't see what I just did. So that's why it's got the little curved thing at the front, so that they sort of fall down and it looks neat. Which makes so much sense. It's not funny. And there's a cherry. We can chuck the cherry in there as well. And it's just the Pac-Man cherry. We should just call it the Pac-Man cherry. And that was actually not meant to go there. That was meant to go... I feel like I'm going to get annoyed at the fact that these aren't bolted to the ground. So they're going to get bolted to the ground the way that a healthy donut should be. And now we're going to put this on the front, and finally we're going to get around to doing a large-scale donut on the front. So this is somebody's donut shop. I got to guess who's more likely, before I check the box, to be the actual owner of the donut shop. I'm going to be honest, I think it's her. This guy looks completely incompetent, and obviously we're not. Look at that shirt. It's way too bright. It's got melons on it. But then again, actually looking at the front, like, it's hard to tell. Am I supposed to work out whose? Because she could be like, I got this, and he's like, don't forget to come pay for it. Thanks for coming to visit. Or she could be like, hey, I've got a donut, and I'm going to throw it at your head. Because they're friends, and that's what friends do. So I don't really know. Is there a picture of whoever owns the... No, he owns the scooter. Which I guess means that he's the one visiting. But she's in the shop. The answer is right there. It was right there the whole time. And we have another little tiny seagull. Which is always good. Like, I think the more you get of those, the happier your life will be. It feels a little bit tiny. Like, it doesn't feel like it looks more like it's the same size as like a blackbird or something. It doesn't look like it's a seagull size bird. Especially in comparison to a donut. Alright, so the pieces that we have left over, we have those. The cup was the thing. They give you a spare little tap, which is nice. And there's that, which we didn't use. Plus, there's an acorn, but that was for the other one. So I need to put this guy somewhere, because these pieces